sve uvijek nestvarno. Pomiješaju mi se svaki put i san i java. Ostajem bunim do svitanja. Oporavak je danima dug, samo mi treba kava. Križem kad ne treba tu po svjetlima Zagreba. Kad maziš me ja tonem u noć. Pakleno vruće, možda je ovo raj, možda ipak je ovo kraj. Al da ovu ljubav stavim na ovo, to nije moguće. Stop, stop, molim te stop. Puno ljubavi lako ubija. Stop, stop, kažem ti stop. Kako ćemo sve dalje ti i ja? I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, sve bajke iz djetinjstva čuvam u sebi. I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, od kojim sam maštala vidim u tebi. Stop, stop, molim te stop. Puno ljubavi lako ubija. Stop, stop, kažem ti stop. Kako ćemo sve dalje ti i ja? I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, sve bajke iz djetinjstva čuvam u sebi. I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, o kojim sam maštala vidim u tebi. Stop, stop. Uvijek je fatalno i privlačimo se svaki put kao magneti. Kažeš da me cijelu obožavaš, dok pričaš ti me ljubiš u vrat. I vrijeme s tobom leti, stižem kad ne treba tu pod svjetlima Zagreba. Kad maziš me ja tonem u noć, pakleno vruće. Možda je ovo raj, možda ipak je ovo kraj. Al da ovu ljubav stavim na off, to nije moguće. Stop, stop, molim te stop. Puno ljubavi lako ubija. Stop, stop, kažem ti stop. Kako ćemo sve dalje ti i ja? I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, sve bajke iz djetinjstva čuvam u sebi. I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, o kojim sam maštala vidim u tebi. Ko da imaš super moć i svuda te po meni ima. S tobom sve uvijek nestvarno. Pomiješaju mi se svaki put i san i java. Ostajem bunim do svitanja. Oporavak je danima dug, samo mi treba kava. Križem kad ne treba tu po svjetlima Zagreba. Kad maziš me ja tonem u noć. Pakleno vruće, možda je ovo raj, možda ipak je ovo kraj. Al da ovu ljubav stavim na ovo, to nije moguće. Stop, stop, molim te stop. Puno ljubavi lako ubija. Stop, stop, kažem ti stop. Kako ćemo sve dalje ti i ja? I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, sve bajke iz djetinjstva čuvam u sebi. I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, od kojim sam maštala vidim u tebi. Stop, stop, molim te stop. Puno ljubavi lako ubija. Stop, stop, kažem ti stop. Kako ćemo sve dalje ti i ja? I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, sve bajke iz djetinjstva čuvam u sebi. I možda sam luda što sva ona čuda, o kojim sam maštala vidim u tebi. Stop, stop.
So, welcome again to my Dan Dana channel. Who would have thought? Jaws in the Mediterranean Part 4. Welcome. Today we will be covering some other things about the great white shark. And slowly but surely we have been talking about Jaws in the Mediterranean, but I never took the chance to show you what is Mediterranean. I mean, how is the nature, how is the sightings and everything else. So let's see it. I begin the video by showing a typical Mediterranean coastline, and we can see that this is a stony, rocky surroundings we are coming into. It's a stony and rocky. As you can see, the water is crystal clear. So this is the place where maybe many years ago a great white would be something normally occurring. So typical Mediterranean coast. And as we are walking the surroundings, we are finding ourselves in the city of Dubrovnik. Alas, Croatia. And once again we can see this nature, stony floor with rocks and crystal clear water. As I said in the part 1, 2 and 3 of Jaws in the Mediterranean, mostly part 1, Croatia has been influenced by Italy in many ways. Both how people are maybe building houses and everything from house building to food, traditions, words, everything. So now we are in a little bay area in Dubrovnik, and we can see this bay area. We are now on one side, and the other side we are looking at. We can see that there is an open sea on the left side. So you can see that there are also some kind of barriers with these white nets. So that is a typical Mediterranean coast. Since we have been talking about Jaws in the Mediterranean, why not show how it looks? And of course the open sea, deep blue. There you have it, if you have been wondering. The coffee is loaded. Some restaurants available. I strongly recommend, if you have possibility to visit Dubrovnik, that you visit. It's a beautiful city. So there is so many open possibilities for a great white to come. The sea is open, so. And of course, the food sources will be scarce. This is not South Africa with all those seals colonies and everything. This is a scarce market, as we touched in part 1 of Jaws in the Mediterranean. So there is the first part of how it looks. And slowly but surely we can touch upon some other things before we go to another video. And it is something that I called the follower. The follower, because has to do about how a great white can come to Croatia, if it comes. The follower. The follower means that if you have seen, we have been looking together at the map of Croatia. And as we saw, there are a lot of ports in Croatia. And we had ports like Rijeka. We have ports like Split. And you have a port like Kardeljevo. This one will be a little bit too hard for you, but it is one of the ports. It is also called Ploče. So my point is that to these big ports there will come big boats. Big boats will come. And these big boats, they will be dispatching food and garbage. So I didn't get the best. These big boats, tankers, which are transporting oil and other core stuff, they will be dispersing garbage, food, even the waste, everything will be disposed to the water. So sometimes these big boats will be followed by none less than great white, because there is a food coming and waste coming from the big boats. And they will be following these boats. They can follow the boats, and then they don't know how to get back to where they came from. So keep in mind that if they come to Croatia, they can come by following big boats that are coming from another countries, Australia, South Africa, you name it. So it's one of this is connected to how a great white can come into Croatia if it comes. This is one of the ways. We touched upon other ways in part 1 of Jaws in the Mediterranean. So this is very important, the follower. Another way in which the great white can come to Croatia if it comes, it is the climate changes. The climate changes because everything is changing. The climate is changing. The currents in the sea are changing. That will decide also if the great white migrates and comes to other places. So nothing is constant today. Everything is subject to change. The fish can migrate. The food can migrate, and as a consequence also the great white can migrate and can come to new places. So this would be connected to the legislation, if you remember from the part 2 of the Jaws in Mediterranean. So there are lots of ways in which great whites can break new grounds. They can come to new places. So you have that information also. Slowly but surely, let us continue with another video. Slowly but surely, we are in the same bay in Dubrovnik. So now we are doing some things interesting. We are combining the information about the great white and looking at Mediterranean as such to see how the nature is and everything. So we are on the other part of the bay now, looking, and we once again we see the deep blue. The sea is open, so possibilities are there for everything. Sometimes I saw people swimming over this bay. That's stupid, because there are jet skis here in this bay area. And jet skis are sometimes really pushing the speed, going really quickly. So it's a fool's errand to be swimming across this bay. In any case. Can see this rocky environment with the stairs and how it's built up. So over the sea we have neighboring Italy. If you look there, it's Italy. Far away. And you can always hear the sea. So this is how it looks like. So slowly but surely I can go to the next point in my video. This point will be fishermen. Fishermen are very important because they are the people that are working on the sea, and those people will be able to observe if there is anything visiting in the water, what kind of fish there are in the water, and if it comes a great white, they will be the ones who know and who notice that. So the local fishermen, that can mean that they save your life if they know something. So that point is covered also. Um, Now we are watching from a higher ground also. You can see this typical Mediterranean trees and palms and flowery trees. So many boats come. So as I said to you in the Jaws in the Mediterranean Part 3, be careful with these boats and watch your surroundings. Mm. We see again some barriers with those white nets. Someone is swimming inside the barrier, so that's pretty good. But I see someone now swimming across the bay, which is not so clever. Because of the boats. Yeah. So now this person also. Yeah, that's stupid. In any case, now we see the nature. And as I said before, the open sea. A little cave bar even. That's pretty sympathetic. A little cave bar, it's down there. So there. Mhm. So it's so typical because you see that the deep is exponentially rising. You see the shallows, but in Croatia the deep comes pretty quickly. The deep blue, because it's so typical. It's shallow and then comes the abyss. the black. So it goes quickly. Little trees, like little bonsais. A little island that you can visit. It's a little island. It has a name even, I think. This little island. The place was visited by many this summer by many French and Italian tourists. French and Italian. It was a lot. So now we see this the shallow and the deep enters pretty quickly here. Typical. Mm. Um, then we come to something else, and it will be attacks again that we can cover a little bit of the great white. So one also type of attack that occurs, it's a simple attack from the side. It's an attack from the side. So if a person is swimming, they are horizontal and they are swimming. So this attack will be from here. It is from the side. So it is a side attack, and I can show you something else. The fishermen that we were talking about before, and sometimes also regular people, they are met by a picture maybe days before or a couple of hours before the deadly attack, and the picture is as following. This I call the sleeper. This picture. This picture will be seen by either fishermen or regular people, and this is a high warning. This is a high warning situation, because here we have a great white that is potentially deadly. So often before an attack, this can be seen. Somewhere, somehow, there is a great white lurking. So this is a strong warning that something can happen. I call this the sleeper, and this is how it looks in the nature. The sleeper. So now we covered the sleeper and this attack from the side. There it is. So in this attack, I can cover it again. What happens is that there will be a bite. I mean, the attack will happen from distance. This great white will pinpoint the victim from distance, and slowly but surely it will it will approach the victim, and the speed at the swimming speed will increase before the bite, and it will bite the victim. It will release the victim. It will circle around the victim, and the victim will probably be dead from the first bite because of the power and strength. But in any case, it will circle around and go for another bite. There can be more bites, but eventually it will take the victim under and consume the victim. So there is a bite which is most cases deadly as it is, and there is a circulation. The great white will circulate, and then it will go for another bite. And in this bite, either one more bite and then a bite and then dive under and consummation. Unfortunately, this is a case from real life that I am describing now. I will not go into any name or nationalities on this one. Okay. Then we can cover another attack, and this one I call the blackout attack, and you will see why. This is the blackout attack. Blackout. Before we had this attack from the side. So blackout attack. Blackout attack has to do with how fast the attack is happening. And the attack is happening with freakish speed. So we had one diver who was, this is a real case, who was diving for a baloney, I think it's called. And this diver, we can see that he's diving here. And there is a great white. So now we will cover how quick the attack is happening. This diver is facing this way, and he was diving for a baloney. Suddenly he is turning around and everything becomes black. Everything becomes black. So what has happened here? Yeah, what has happened is that the diver is turning back, and he is already swollen by a big great white. The great white is trying to cut him in half, and we can now draw him here. He is in the mouth of the shark. It is his legs, but he has weights. He has weights that divers have around the stomach or mid part of the body. So the shark is trying to cut him in half, but can't do it because of these weights. In panic, he is somehow damaging the shark, maybe with a knife, and the shark is releasing him. The diver comes up and is now here. And comes face to face with the great white again, but the great white is only staring at him, according to his own story. he realizes that he has to swim up and he is saved. This person survives and has something to tell his grandchildren. So this is the blackout. How fast the attacks goes, you heard, very fast. It's a blackout in this situation. So now we have this attack and we have another attack, which happened in Chile, outside of Chilean coast. But before that one, let's see if we have some videos. Maybe have something. Now we come to the night, maybe 6-7 o'clock in the afternoon, and once again the rockiness of the Mediterranean and the open sea, big blue. It's a pretty calm sea. Some surrounding hotels. This bay is blessed with several hotels that you can visit if you have the chance. There is also place with the evening events, concerts and everything there. So very pleasant. It's good to come to this place where I'm filming in early in the morning, and then you have your own place too, where you can sunbathe and swim. So now we come to another attack story, also from real life. Unfortunately, there was a diver in outside the Chilean coast. They have been diving for maybe a baloney or something. Something they were diving for, some kind of those things, a baloney or something, and they have been diving in the vicinity of a seal colony. So they made the first dive, and the first dive was without a problem. And this is diving with they were diving with air. So this person that was diving had air with the cable. So there was air running through the cable, and they were diving in the deeps. So the second time they this person dove, he was diving, and suddenly there was a pressure building up on the boat. I can show you. So here we have a boat. This was a big boat, 7 meters boat, so keep that in mind. And there is a person here, or more, of course several persons. And keep in mind it's a 7-meter boat, big boat. There is a cable going down. There is air going through this cable, O2, oxygen. And hey, here is another diver. He's diving. And there is a little generator or compressor which is producing this air, so it will be pumping air to the diver. So this diver was here and diving, and suddenly this little apparatus, this generator or compressor, it started to build up oxygen. And they saw that this diver didn't move. He didn't move, he was just standing still. After a while there was a great amount of water bubbling up. It was bubbling up a great amount of water, and if I remember correctly, there was a great white breaching with a body, dismembered body in its jaws. Somehow the passengers or the people, fishermen on this boat, they managed to take the body and put it on the boat, this dismembered body. I will not go into the details how dismembered it was, but in any case it was dismembered. And crazily enough, this great white, they say that it was 7 meters long, or very big. It began to hit the boat with the head, like it wanted the body. It began to stalk and pursue the big boat and to swim alongside the big boat. So if this boat was 7 meters, then we have an equal sized fish that was swimming alongside this boat. The fishermen were forced to escape with this boat, because the situation was out of control with this great white. So here you have it. You have seen the movie's Jaws, and we went through this movie in part 1. And I can with big certainty say that the actual attacks in real life are worse than the movie Jaws. Keep that in mind. So now we have this covered with this attack, and we can take the last attack type, and it is something that I called halfway up. It's the halfway up, and we will see how that attack works. So this attack, there is a diver, and he will be diving for abalone. Abalone. And he will be diving for this abalone. Everything will seem normal. He is on the floor bed. Everything will be or seem normal. He will make a upwards dive, and about half the length from the surface. He is now here. There is an attack of a great white, and he will be here. He will be beaten in half. So this is this is a typical way of great whites to attack. It is that he has been monitored, this diver. He thinks that he is alone, but he was never alone. All the time he has been monitored by the great white. So when he thought that everything is like it should supposed to be, it wasn't. So there you have it. It's monitoring and halfway up. So here the attack happened on the halfway up of this diver. A little bit about that. I think that together with part 1, 2 and 3, this part, fourth part, really closes in on some knowledge that is useful to have about the great white. I think that we can slowly but surely end the subject of the great white, knowing that we have covered pretty many things about it. So I hope you like my video, and this video we can call Jaws in the Mediterranean. It's part 4, and geography and attacks. So now we have this covered, and I think it's sufficient information about this very interesting subject. So thank you for watching.